Jargal Defacto review in English from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. In this program, we will discuss three issues: war in Ukraine, impact on Mongolia. Mongolia is open for mining exploration, combating corruption in Mongolia using new application. These are three topics we'd like to share our opinion with you. First issue, war in Ukraine. All Mongolian citizens, mostly students, are taken out from Ukraine by this day, and many are already in Mongolia. Mongolian government stand on the issue. Last week, UN General Assembly vote for resolution of blaming Russian aggression. 141 countries supported the resolution. 5 countries against, including Russia, Belarus, Eritrea, Syria, and 35 countries abstained, including Mongolia. People have different opinion on that position. Udrin Sanyung, the largest newspaper of Mongolia, called it as a shame. Mongolians, as any other nations today, amidst this war, also are subjects of the information war on a real war in Ukraine. The fact is there are 1,000 people, mostly young military boys, are dying every day. It shows that this bloody war must be stopped. Many Mongolians are expressing their protest against the war. You may see meeting here and there in the capital city of Ulaanbaatar almost every day with Ukrainian flags. Some companies even raised Ukrainian flag on the walls of their buildings. There are 2 meetings also by Ukrainians living in Mongolia demanding the end of this aggression. The Democratic Party of Mongolia had 13th Congress yesterday in Ulaanbaatar, and ex-Prime Minister Khan strongly denounced the war by Putin regime, the new law of Russia to detain in prison for 15 years those who oppose the special military operation, shows that this country is a dictator under autocratic regime. That's what the ex-Prime Minister Khan said at that Congress. But there is a part of population who says we should not criticize Russia as they helped Mongolia to be independent. Otherwise, we could be like in Mongolia. That's this part is saying. So there is no single united opinion about the war in Russia, war in Ukraine. But there is one united opinion here on one issue, which is the economy of Russia, how the economy of Russia will, after the war, after this huge sanctions by the Western countries, will impact seriously on our economy. Why? First, it's a fuel issue. We import fuel almost 100% from Russia, and there are some foods like wheat and plant oil and energy. 93% of Russian import to Mongolia, which is around $1.2 billion US, is almost fuel. And fuel can be cut any day if they find necessary so. Anyway, we expect to have some interruption of supply of fuel from Russia. Then price will be increased, which will trigger inflation. And the inflation level is today around 14 to 15% year-on-year basis. And as I said, wheat, plant oil, and energy will be still supply may have some problems. Other goods from Russia or through Russian territory, which replace the Chinese products, will be more expensive. Chinese closed border due to COVID, then Olympic Games, etc., and many products were replaced by products from Russia and Turkish products before. Today, we have less overflights on the territory of Mongolia. There is certain income fee for navigation, and that will be 75%, will be less this year, according to Civil Aviation Authority head Mr. Mukana-san. That means about some 150 billion MNT income in budget. So anyway, 2 or 3 months later, we will see the impact of this war on Mongolian economy. Our second issue today is Mongolia open for mining operation. Mining is 25% of Mongolian GDP, 30% of budget revenue, 95% of export, and 75% of foreign direct investment to their country. So as you see, this is a mining economy. Yet there is a few exploration licenses compared what this country can afford. There is now almost 900 exploration licenses, which is covering 4% of our territory. But it's twice more, or 1,700 production licenses, which is covering about 3% of the territory. The ratio is 1 to 2. In the normal economy, the ratio should be the opposite. We should have more mining exploration licenses than production. 15 years ago, it was so. There were 25% of the territory was covered by exploration license. But many of them now, terms are expired, terminated, etc. And this exploration license, unfortunately, was one of the source of corruption in the country, along with the Ulaanbaatar city land. And the rulers made tons of money and created bad conditions for foreign investment, which are being changed now. So there will be some 300 to 400 exploration licenses given this year alone, according to the Deputy Minister for Mining, Mr. Patnai Ramdal, a Harvard graduate. He also said that there will be certain better conditions for locals, where their mining is actually explored and then produced. 5% of royalty from that mine will go to the local development fund. It was going to, 5% was going to the fund, now it will be 10%. Second, exploration license fee will be 100% for the local possession. And production license fee will be half of it will go to the local people, which is very important provision, as locals were not happy with destroyed pasture land and very little revenue that even do not feel. So with that, the government hopes the environment for businesses, mining businesses, exploration and production in local areas will be more conducive. Mongolia is going to have a new amendments into the mining law, and it's part of the new revival policy announced by the Oyun Erden Prime Minister government. And all tenders also will be online, which we hope there will be serious contribution towards combating corruptions. And all this permissions, licenses will be given on the website called www.tender.gov.mn. And interested companies can go and register there, and the tender will be also online. So this is a second topic I want to share, and that topic is giving to my third topic, direct access, which is combating corruption, or e-Mongolia challenges. We have so-called e-Mongolia application in Mongolia, in action last for 2 or 3 years. This application helps public services be more accessible, less bureaucratic, for ordinary people to have all government services. There's a new Ministry of Digital Development and Communications was funded 2 months ago in the country, and they are doing substantial progress in development of e-Mongolia, which is a platform for all government services. And by 2025, according to the government plan, Mongolia is going to be a digital nation. According to Inkbat, Mr. Inkbat, who is head of eMongolia Academy, this is a state-owned entity, total 639 government services of 61 public offices are now online. Those services like permission of construction of buildings, roads, and sometimes cutting the roads for particular purposes, or digging wells. Also getting ID cards, ordering their foreign passport, applying some for business licenses, etc., which was services which otherwise required very long journeys before, and the time for appointments and involvement of many government organizations at one permission. So hopefully it will be more faster for doing business in Mongolia. Then there is an information security issue comes, and also keeping private information safe. That's why Mongolia had adopted new set of new laws, 5 laws, which will be enacted from May 1st. These laws are Public Information Transparency Law, Protecting the Private Data, Digital Signature, and Cyber Security Law. So these 5 laws, when implemented, will be substantial change in the functioning of this e-governance, and it will require certain rules to be changed, and they are working on that. All the rules are to be ready by April 30th. But for this digital signature, one must come in person one time to the government office, and after that, no need to come anywhere. Why? Because now even contracts of trade between individuals can be signed by e-governance. Even if it is not necessary to meet in person, because notarial system in Mongolia, notarial services will creating own system with the e-signature of every citizen. So hopefully it will be a really revolutionary change in Mongolia. There will be no paper requirement after this 2025, where every agreement, every meeting can be digital in this country. It's a big hope, and hopefully every citizen in the country supports that action, and hopefully we will be a really digital nation in 3 years from now. So these are 3 topics I want to share with you, updating you about the events shaped the country for last week. And thank you very much for watching this program. And please like, share, and subscribe our program, not to support the truth of our just fight against corruption and for prosperity of all Mongolians. Thank you so much.